Hey guys, so in this episode, I'm going to talk about how I've implemented register user and how I've generated JSON web token for my register user in my Blazor server application. So people who follow me on YouTube, they already know that I've been working on this Blazor application where we integrated custom authentication state provider. We passed username and password to our API. Our API validates the user and creates access token and refresh token for our user and sends it back to the client. Client stores it. So we have covered all of that, and if you can see when I log in into the system, my access token and refresh token gets saved. When I log out of the system, access token and refresh token gets deleted from my local storage. So people who are new to the channel, I suggest that you should go back and watch those episodes in order to make sense on what's going on this video. And people who have been watching this video, I just want to let you know that I won't be doing anything new. So for a register user, we'll be passing username and password just like we did it for login. But instead of validating if the user exists in the system, we will create that user in the system and then generate access token and refresh token back for that user and send it back to the client so that client can store in the local storage. So if I have already created this sign up component, and instead of John Smith, I'm gonna create a user for Curious Drive, and the password is going to be the curious.drive. And when I sign up, you can see that I am in the system and my system did generate access token and refresh token for Curious Drive. And if I can go to these pages, you can see that I can still pull information from my API. Let's look at the code. In the code, you can see that on the sign up page, I have created this register user function, which is on validate submit function. So when I click on sign up, it calls this function and then it calls register user from my user service, which is actually calling my register user API call. And in login, you can see that I am actually checking if the user exists in the system or not. User is not or not by email address and password. But in register, I'm adding that user in the system and saving the changes. So if you can see that Curious Drive is not currently here. If I refresh my database, you can see that Curious Drive is added into my system with the username and password. And you did see that I used curious.drive as the password, but you can see it's encrypted. That's because on the client side, I'm using this utility for encrypting the password by some salt value, and then passing that hash to the API so that they can use it, they can save it in the database. So these are all changes that I've done for the Blazor application, and I've committed the changes into this bookstore's repo. It's on GitHub. I'm going to mention the link in the video description so that you can go and clone the project or fork it. If you want to add some changes into it, you're welcome to do it. If you want to suggest something, you're welcome to do it. If you want to raise issues, you can do everything that GitHub provides. And if in my next video, I'm going to talk about role-based authentication, claimed-based authentication policy, everything. I'm going to talk about authentication. Even I'm going to add Facebook, Google, and Twitter authentication in our Blazor server. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me on Twitter or Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.